Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother, wow. She tried to hit an agent with her car, oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired unfuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! You fuck around and find out it's what it is! Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired unfuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! Fuck around and find out what that is!
Okay, guys, tough topic today. By the way, for those of you that follow along on Twitch, Twitch wouldn't allow the title of the show. And no matter how much we try to edit it, just for Twitch, it's not allowing it. Let's see. Okay, so Twitch has now come up. We had to take out the word rape. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, we had to take out the word rape in the Twitch feed for Twitch to even carry it. Like, okay, a word. That's interesting. Isn't that interesting? Twitch culture is gaming culture. Kind of like a lot of Grand Theft Auto, etc. A lot of stuff. Glorifies gang violence. Yet, in the title of the program, we couldn't have the word rape. Isn't that interesting? Well, anyway, we're going to raise a finger, share the program. We're going to talk about a very tough topic. Yeah, we're going to talk about a tough topic. You've been following possibly this news program where a 12-year-old girl was raped by 13, 14-year-old boys. Oh, by the way, didn't even let it through when I put the word grape combined with the word kids. Yep. Anyway, you've heard this story. So we're going to talk about it. Is it culture or consequences? Is it discrimination or destruction? I think it's important we take a hard look at these things and why they're there. By the way, today's program's brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco. I do think, truthfully, folks, something's coming with digital money. What I worry about is the adjustment. Meaning the government says, well, we have to do this, and it's infrastructure, and it's all this, and therefore everybody's going to have to take an adjustment, and we're going to have to decrease it. And so they'll lop off a percentage, and they can do it because they say it's for everybody and whatever. Yeah, they can't stop and force everybody to do voter registration properly, but they sure can lop off our money if they want. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Go to jovanlovesgold.com, right? jovanlovesgold.com. I do it with our partners at Goldco. I do think something's coming with digital money. And I think in the shift over, everybody's going to take a shave. And it's not a shave that we're going to want to take, but they're going to force us to do it. And that's why you need to request your free gold and silver kit today, because now is the time to protect your money with gold and silver. Even if it's just a little bit, make sure you do it. Make sure you understand how it works. Just make sure how it works. Also, any and everybody who has given to our full forensic audit archives that we're trying to keep afloat and alive, I want to say thank you. You've seen primaries in your state, and it's coming. In case you haven't paid attention, it's coming. And I show people this chart, and you could check it yourself. You think about Obama being the anointed Messiah, Holy One of the Democratic Party. At top, he got 69. You look at that FU Biden finger sticking up in the middle. Kamala was 68 million in the election, in 24, at the end of 24. And they've now raised her over to 75 million. Nobody's paying attention. This is all while everybody's chasing all the uniparty crap or whatever it is, and they raised it up. And the only reason they're raising it up, they want you to believe she got in excess of 75 million votes, better than, Hillary or Obama or anything, is they're doing a backwards justification of that bogus number of 81. No, they were real. See, look, they voted in this midterm, and they voted here, and they voted here. Of course, they're real people. It's called aging the file. And the only way we're ever going to get a look at it and a stop at it is if we focus hardcore on absolute proof and not the machine crap and all that other crap. And you got to decide. You have to decide. But I'm telling you, we cannot keep this going. It's just cost prohibitive, and we need your help doing it. Anyway, we're going to get to culture or consequences, discrimination or destruction. Share this program. It's vital. Share this program, folks. 3 minutes, and we're going to get started.
Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The historic Maricopa County full forensic audit effort processed 20,895,610 digital and forensic images of varying formats, resulted in 208 million individual evidence-proof files. The system processed over 58 billion forensic measurements, resulting in over 2 trillion individual base computations. No hopium, no hype, just hardcore forensic evidence. Please make sure the Maricopa County Full Forensic Audit Archives survive. Donate now. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence.
Warning. The following program has been rated Gilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians? The elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media, and the gender-confused emotional socialist snowflake crowd. Cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Okay, guys, we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic. It's going to be offensive. I'm sorry, but it is. We're going to talk about culture or consequences, discrimination or destruction. What is it? Now, I know many of you in your states right now have gone through, primaries and stuff. You're wondering, like, Abbott, how in the hell is he not in a runoff when there were 10 other people? Folks, the system's broke. It doesn't mean not vote. I know it sounds so ridiculous that, people just want to give up because they know our votes are taken sideways, but you got to vote more. You got to be there when the door opens. But the system's designed to keep these people in, to achieve an agenda. And that's why in election integrity, everybody got fractured, and you're supposed to believe it's a supernatural fractal polynomial damagomo, and everybody prays and they're Christians, and that's what makes it work. It was all a deception. Every bit of it was a deception to keep everybody from doing what was right. And if we would have done it right, and it amazes me exactly what I said face to face with the president going over. And here it is, and here's what they've done with Kamala, and here are the numbers, et cetera, to say we got to wipe the voter rolls, to hear in his office at his chief of staff level say, well, we're told you can't do anything about the voter rolls. They'll just keep putting them back in. And of course, that came from Lindell's team. That's how bad this is. And here we are. We're at this midterm. Primaries have started. Primaries have started. And so there's going to be a lot of things you don't understand of how certain rat bastards get to stay in. I saw some changes in Texas, since it was Texas, North Carolina, and somewhere else yesterday. But, the Pirates out. Dan Crenshaw in Texas, I think he's out. I think Jasmine Crockett got crocketed. Although she's saying, it's a rig, they did it, there was a delay, and they couldn't do it, and it was... Anyway, so good things and bad things, but it may be happening at the levels we can't make much difference on, and it might be to appease people, but at the general war of really getting it done, I really don't know what to tell you. Other than if we don't fight it right and we don't fight it with the right tools, we're never going to be able to fix it. So you've probably been hearing about this story of two young men, 14 years old, raping a 12-year-old. And it's a tough story. Sure enough, it's a tough story. But when we set aside the horrible nature of it, and we just take a look at it, I'm trying to ascertain, what are we really seeing? Because, with these two white suspects, I wouldn't put it past the system of labeling white to change the numbers, which they've been doing. But I want to understand, are we looking at something that's culture related? Are we looking at something that these boys are suffering the consequences of? Are we looking at something where the system discriminated against these boys and that's why they did it? Are we looking at something where the system promotes destruction and that's why we're seeing it? Subtle difference. Slavery is not dead, folks. Slavery just shifted. That's all that happened. Our entire nation is enslaved predominantly to the political system, to debt, bills, financing, and pharmacology. And the people of color version of the slavery, they've been enslaved by music and images and everything else to keep them suppressed, not wanting, have no academic achievement or goals in life except to become the next bad gangster rapper, which if they have a prison record and kill somebody for, it gives them street cred to be there. And it's slavery because then politicians get money for them to we're going to take care of them. Kumbaya, all this other shit. It's all slavery. It's all slavery. It's all slavery. We are trapped in slavery. And so for this particular one where the melanin is a little more than most of us, I want to take a look at it. Because are we looking at a culture thing? If we were looking at a culture thing, it would kind of, show up in all aspects of culture, wouldn't we? If we were looking inside maybe one of these young boys' birthday parties as a child, it'd kind of show up.
Yeah.
Let's analyze this for a moment. This is a child's birthday party thrown by the parents and family. What happened to Spider-Man birthday parties? My Little Pony parties. Wait, those were when you grew up. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Themed parties?
Yeah!
Pull up your gun, flash your money. Yeah. Biatch, take this.
Yeah!
Oh, folks, what's going on, my beautiful black?
I'm trying to think through this. They got rid of our guns playing soldier and cowboy and Indians. That's why I'm asking. Culture? Consequences? What's going on? What's going on when parents throw parties like this? Maybe that was just an indoor party and it was different. All right, give me the parties when you had the little people dressed up in costumes where it'd be normal. Oh, shit, I forgot to tell you. Damn it. See, I thought it would be normal. We just get a normal birthday party with little mascots. Yes, this is the one set of footage where Woody from Toy Story, I don't know how it happened, but Woody got a Woody. Oh. You will notice in this, the mama, not the one rubbing Woody's Woody or giving Woody the Woody, right, and leaving the stain on his costume, but the other mama in the white shirt, you see the little boy, baby, in diaper, maybe two. She tells him, go over, get you some. I could do all kinds of comedic bits on that. What the fuck happened to the black mama that Eddie Murphy had that said, Grandma, go out there and pick a switch, and don't you pick some little bitty switch, you bring me a limb. What the freak happened to us? You will not believe how much of this is out there. Morality's disappeared, judgment's disappeared. And I believe it's by design. And why I'm doing this is I'm wondering about, these two boys we're going to talk about. Is this culture? Is this their culture? Or is this consequences? And I know it's a very fine line. But how is that a birthday party? How is this, which you're about to see on social media, something a mom can be proud of getting her girls to do?
Shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch.
This is taken off like a craze. The moms teaching the girls basically to shut people down with cussing at them. It's going on more and more.
Fuck up. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Bitch, shut the hell up.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Did I tell your goofy ass to shut the fuck up, bitch? Bitch, shut your bitch ass up. Bitch, shut the hell up.
Shut the fuck up.
Do you realize how far we all had to fall to have that be something that's you do and you do online and it's entertainment and you encourage teaching bad behavior? But what's the purpose? Well, the purpose is, that's where I go into the next bit, right? You see this happen. Little black girl get pulled over doing something wrong, and she'll immediately go in, discrimination, screw this, screw that, right? Is it discrimination, or are they destroying themselves? And this is for anyone. It doesn't matter. It has no regard for skin color. You can adapt this lifestyle, and when you do, you are doomed. Case in point.
See, now this what you not gonna do. I could never be like an island boy, bruh. My name is Lil Timmy, twin, and I'm really on that shit. I get active all the time. I ain't playing around. Fuck.
It's an adopted style. It's an adopted lifestyle. It's an adopted culture. This one I just showed you is now also taking off like wildfire.
See, now this what you not gonna do. I could never be like an island boy, bruh. My name is Lil Timmy, twin, and I'm really on that shit. I get active all the time. I ain't playing around. Fuck.
Let him. My name's Latim. You're going to end up being fucking lasagna, kid, on the street, adopting a lifestyle like that. And I tell you, I try to understand this. I really do try to understand it. And there are people that are going to say, well, Jovan is black kids. No, look, it's culture or consequences. Is this a culture that's been built and the culture did it to them? Is this the consequences of what they adopted and said to do? Is this actually discrimination just because of a skin color, or do they bring it on themselves because of destruction? I'm telling you, kids are being trained and groomed, no different than pedophilia. They're being groomed into gangster lifestyles.
I check.
And you got the drip to go with it.
His mom, listen to her. I showed you this before. You got the drip to go with it? Damn! Listen to this kid and his mom.
I check.
And you got the drip to go with it.
What is shit? What is Harley doing? Oh shit. Oh god. Oh shit. I need to look at myself. Yeah, you just gotta take the hood off. Don't put the hood on. The hood looks They love a boy in a Nike Tech. Of course they do. They love me in a Nike Tech. Shit. Oh, shit. Can you stop cussing? I'm good. Boy, didn't they just drop these?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
I never seen these when I looked on the freaking app. What about the pink ones?
This is what happens. I see your comments in chat when the nuclear family gets destroyed. This is what happens when You have no goals anymore. And a parent is encouraging it. Maybe thinks it's cute. Maybe the parent's immature. I don't know. But that's why I'm discussing this. Is this really our culture, or is it the consequences that when you adopt certain things? Are people being discriminated because they're black, or because of what they did to themselves from a destruction standpoint that we all get blamed for? And it's happening when they're younger and younger.
Oh, he federal as fuck. He federal as fuck.
Ooh, yeah, big ass. Big ass, come on.
Yeah. He did this shit out of his nose. He's federal.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all dig a lip ass. Having the shit here, you wanna hold it? You better have that shit away from my weed and shit.
Hamas teaches their children to kill and hate Americans and Israelis. Is this any different? This little guy saying, "You motherfucking hoe." Look at what they're emulating.
Nigga, we act damn dogs. Don't you act like a soul. Hold on, bro. How act I like bows? I act like soul. I act like soul. Give me that weed, bro.
Bro, you're not holding that weed right. Give me that weed. The 3-year-old says to the one in the diaper, or 4-year-old. I would have gotten in trouble as a kid if I said to my sisters, "You're a poopy head."
Nigga, we act damn dogs. Don't you act like a soul. Hold on, bro. How act I like bows? I act like soul. I act like soul. Give me that weed, bro. You know what it is? You know what it is? That's a bad business. No shit. No shit. Let him hit. Let him hit it. Big sweet no shit. We outside with the shit. We outside with your blue hat. Yeah, we beat outside. Bro, don't drop my weed. Oh shit.
He dropped his weed. Oh shit. Now, do you understand what you're looking at? The system reaches in and cultivates this.
Nigga, we act damn dogs. Don't you act like a soul. Hold on, bro. How act I like bows? I act like soul. I act like soul. Give me that weed, bro. You know what it is? You know what it is? That's a bad business. No shit. No shit. Let him hit. Let him hit it. Big sweet no shit. We outside with the shit. We outside with your blue hat. Yeah, we beat outside. Bro, don't drop my weed. Oh shit.
I'm going to show you something here. Let me get it on my screen. Hang on one second. Because hold on. I want to show you how this works. And I had this. I really wasn't going to show it, but it will just help me kind of segue into the whole point here. This is cultivated. And I believe this is cultivated by the system on purpose. Okay? And unfortunately, this is also what the system needs. Pay attention here for a minute. All of that I showed you is a direct effect of hip hop culture. And of course, we just went through this, bit with Bad Bunny and crap for our Super Bowl. All of this, every single bit of this is by design, folks. Okay. It's not by coincidence. It's 100% by design. If you look at our music and you look at the quality of music, Black culture didn't have this bullshit music. It was incredible music, which shaped every one of us. Can we agree? Now, what happened is the system learned that, wait a minute, if we put up and can control the music artists, the people in the system, okay, then what we can do is we can shape America with it. Keep with me for a moment. We had the Supremes. We just had all this stuff. Yeah, you always kind of had some of the Chuck Berrys of the world that were a little odd, but the music was good music. What I think the system learned, and this goes along with the Communist Manifesto, where they said they had to bring art down. They had to make what was degrading popular. Okay. You can read it in the Communist Manifesto. That has actually occurred. It's actually happened. That they got to bring about things in culture that normally would have never been thought about, would have never been praised. And under the guise of celeb, okay? Under the guise of celeb, they made it hip. And then I believe the system, just like all the money laundering that goes on for politicians, I believe the slavery of the artist is trafficked as well. Hear me out. I believe the numbers are synthetic. I believe the system reaches in, grooms kids, grooms culture, plays it back that it's a way out of quote unquote suppression. Kind of no different than winning a lottery ticket, folks. No different. And they sell that as your lottery ticket, get out of free from the ghetto. Now, the odds of you doing it are not that great. You have to be willing to be a puppet for the system. But then the system will take a normal kid with talent or appeal. They will groom them into that thug life. Because that's what the system wants pushed back at thug life. And I believe a lot of this started up in the 80s when they really learned how to do it. And it became an operation. Tell you what, we'll make gangsters heroes. Here's one of them that sold the gangster life before they started selling the gangster life and were discovered. You might recognize this person that went through this grooming process.
Okay, my name is Tupac Shakur, and I attend Tamalpais High School, and I'm 17 years old.
Okay. Do you like being 17?
It's like 17 is such a weird age. It's such a in the middle age. You're not 18 yet, and you're older than 16. So. But I like it. It's nice. It's like a learning stage for me.
Do you wish you could be 18 and when you get some more rights?
Well, 18 will bring lots of responsibilities that I don't want, but it'll bring respect that I feel like that's the only way I can get it. You know, I try to be as mature as I can be and demand it wherever I can get it. But 18 is like, you're an adult. You like today when I had to sign the release form, I felt so bad because I couldn't sign it myself. I had to go and get my mother's and all that. But 18 it's just society's way of saying that you're ready. But 17, like I think I'm ready now, as ready as I'm gonna be in this world. But so it's okay. I guess 17 is all right.
Right. Well, how do you think you're most like your mom?
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant, so when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural high. That's arrogance at the top. That's I think I'm most like my mother, and she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant, and you should see us when we get in our little attitude moves.
What you just saw, and think of it now, right? You can be 6 years old, and the system can decide for you they're going to lop your wiener off. Don't need a parent's consent. That's his recruiting tape for an acting gig. He considers himself an actor. He was a drama boy, raging flamer. You can see he has charisma. He's got a little bit of alternative to him. Central Casting got a hold of him, and you saw exactly what they groomed him into. That's the system. They spot that talent that wants to be, right? Has wannabe, and they'll groom and throw money, but they're deciding the songs, they're deciding the culture, they're deciding the look. Because you're the messengers. You're the messengers. And so the music system today, same way. So few of really, really good talent make it. They need the ones they can manipulate when they call in the favors and do it. They're going to give you riches. They're going to lure you. That's why it's selling your soul. But that, yes, and they groomed him into a coffin intentionally because the thug life became more valuable when they rose to kingdom of the thugs, got killed. It's all a game. He traded his soul for it and got it. It's a game. It's manipulation. It's chaos. That created the East Coast, West Coast conflict. It's all planned. And then in normal situations, what people see as entertainment is exactly what back to the Communist Manifesto wanted, chaos. Here's an example. This is a professional dance troupe. This is art. Communist Manifesto said when America fails, you're going to take all of it, including art, and it's going to be raunchy, it's going to be degrading, and people are going to see that as art. Well, that's supposedly art. And it doesn't matter your skin color.
See, now this what you not gonna do. I could never be like an island boy, bruh. My name is Lil Timmy, twin, and I'm really on that shit. I get active all the time. I ain't playing around. Fuck.
Again, I'm going to show you the impetus phase. When a parent doesn't recognize it as fighting for your child's soul, here's a child right at that edge. Watch this child transform from a child getting a Christmas present, a normal kid. Watch what the child transforms into.
Alright, chef. Alright, chef.
Alright.
Alright.
And you got the drip to go with it.
What is shit? What is Harley doing? Oh shit. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh shit. I need to look at myself. Yeah, you just gotta take the hood off. Don't put the hood on. The hood off. They love a boy in a Nike Tech. Of course they do.
That's the transformation. It is a literal transformation. That's why I ask, are we seeing culture that does this? Or are we seeing the consequences of what's put out here? Just because they get called out and they're black, is it discrimination, which I think is how the system hides it? No, it's designed destruction. Now, with that said, and I believe this, I believe most of the music industry is a fucking racket. What they raise up, it's all designed. You watch them all. And they get transformed. It's because they become a weapon of the system because it moves people. That little boy just thinks Thug's life is cool, and that's his goal. And even at that young age, you watch their souls become consumed. So let's talk about these two little boys. What did their souls become consumed with? Here's the story.
This community garden on a June evening became the scene of a horrific crime at the hands of.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school aged boys.
We have a grand jury indictment charging.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name. And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami State Attorney's Office that there is a third co-defendant, a 15-year-old by the name of Xavier Tyson, who is also facing the charges in connection that he has to this incident as an adult. And those include felonies of lewd and lascivious, as well as false imprisonment.
Gets worse.
Police say for a 12-year-old girl in Miami's Overtown neighborhood, this community garden on a June evening became the scene of a horrific crime at the hands of.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school aged boys.
We have a grand jury indictment charging.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name. And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami State Attorney's Office that there is.
I think I did play that. Let me see. Let's get this one.
This community garden on a June evening became the scene of a.
You think about the parents in this. Here's one of the boys' dad.
This is a 12-year-old boy we're talking about. We're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting.
Question is, does color have anything to do with this?
This is a 12-year-old boy we're talking about. We're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids.
Marvin Jones's son, Josiah, is charged with battery and false imprisonment, charges related to the rape of a 12-year-old girl. A police report says the victim says his son, Josiah, held her down and put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming for help.
Could it get any worse?
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like as a mother, as a woman, I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother speaking to Local 10 recently saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. All three boys are being charged as adults. The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. In court today, attorneys for two of the three boys arrested in this case formally entered not guilty pleas, requested jury trials, and invoked discovery requiring prosecutors to turn over all evidence. They also argued their clients, Jones and Nunez, should not be in adult jail.
At this point, you have a 13-year-old kid sitting in jail, and me and I think my co-counsel, the lawyer for the co-defendant, we both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
As for Jones's father, he tells us the allegations against his son are not true.
A young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old and has a father that takes care of him. These allegations are bogus.
Let's hear from the aunt. Be prepared.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him.
Just so you understand the storyline, because I called her an axter. The little girl had agreed to do the horizontal mambo with Nunez. Then she turned him down. Then he got pissed. Then he said, you're going to do all of us. Then she got pissed and said no. And he said, you're not going to do me like this. And it was consensual because the 12-year-old girl wanted a train.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all.
This is the one father that you heard speak is the kid on the right's father. This is the kids on the left, the one who's charged with penetration, etc. This is his aunt that is giving this blow-by-blow play. Well,
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the mix of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she want to yell, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl want to tell her mama they dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her. If you gonna tell a story, tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on a run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched. So what I'm supposed to sit here and say? All they ass need they ass whoop. I'm an old school mama. I beat ass. My oldest daughter, 19 years old, 20 years old. I don't play that. I'm not none of them mama that side with no child. When you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. I ain't justified what none of them did. But when you get on social media, you trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just one side, when in reality, you know the truth, and it's not that side. That ain't finna go down like that, especially when it comes to my family. How she know everything that happened and she wasn't there? Okay. Nobody got nothing to say? Like I said, exactly. Whether it's my nephew, right is right, wrong is wrong. I never justified what they did was right. At the end of the day, I told them they goofy. All y'all going out of that one little pussy, it's plenty of little young girls out here that's fast. I didn't even fuck with my nephew for doing what he did because I got daughters too. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying they right what they did, but when y'all get on social media and trying to say certain things that's not true, I ain't finna sit there and let you say nothing about my nephew. He's not on no run. He has a court date. He goes in on the 5th. That's the reason why the news saying he's not getting charged as a juvenile. If anything, you heard her say in the beginning, the other little boy didn't get charged. That's the other little boy that she was having sex with before. So how y'all not finna charge him? But y'all charging the rest. Y'all supposed to charge all of them that was there. It wasn't just them 3 there. It was about 5, 6, 7 boys in that field. So why is only them that's getting charged? All of them should get charged. Not just certain ones, but at the end of the day, like I said, she got on here and said something about my nephew is on a run. He's not on a run. He has a court date. He's going to court. Talk about running. Man, bitch, don't play with me. Like I said, at the end of the day, his auntie got lawyer fee. So whatever lawyer fee I got to pay for mine, he's straight. Long as mine's straight, my nephew straight, that's all that matter. I don't give 2 fucks. I could give 3, 5 fucks of what she's saying or what the rest of y'all side with. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying my nephew wrong, but at the end of the day, that's still my nephew. I still got to stand by his side. I still got to be his auntie. I still got to be the one to support them. Man, hey, Sherette, I'm not caring about what these motherfuckers saying. You know that, cousin. But that bitch got on social media talking about, oh, he's on a run. On a run from where? He has a court date. You want to see that? Let me show you what his lawyer talking about, boo. You see what that say, Tyson lawyer? You see what that say? They are taking cases to the grand jury on 3-5, seeking an indictment as an adult. So how he run away? How he running away? And this is lawyer. You don't like the fact that they let my nephew go. That's what you didn't like. So like I said, if you gonna get on here and tell whatever you want to tell the truth, baby. Because at the end of the day, my nephew ain't on the run. He go to court. Literally. Man, fuck you and suck my ass.
For me, what we're seeing in our combined culture of the United States of America, for all of us as Americans, citizens, there's only one race, folks, the human race. But when deep state, CIA, and politicians run ops and do hyphens, and now you're African American or you're this or that, and we got to take care of it and you're suppressed, this is what those seeds harvested once they were planted. Thug life, ghetto life, now outwardly being lived as culture, is an operation. My great-grandmother died in a Jewish ghetto. Doesn't make it ghetto. Ghetto was just a rundown area. But now you have ghetto life, thug life, rapper life, bling life, thug life, right? It is all 100% psychological warfare. These kids that embrace this life are literally making themselves, it's not that they're transforming into a rapper. It's not that they're now gonna, all the other kids are gonna think, oh, they're cool and he's gonna be a superstar.
See, now this what you not gonna do. I could never be like an island boy, bruh. My name is Lil Timmy, twin, and I'm really on that shit. I get active all the time. I ain't playing around. Fuck.
Kid thinks he has a badass identity now, that he'll get respect for it. This kid truly believes he's a badass. He will get respect for it. And people will look and go, oh man, he's the dude.
See, now this what you not gonna do. I could never be like an island boy, bruh. My name is Lil Timmy, twin, and I'm really on that shit. I get active all the time. I ain't playing around. Fuck.
What this kid got out of this deal is more than likely lifelong unemployment and very low paying jobs. I want you to look at this. We can see all these kids that are furry, the furries. We can see all these kids with the piercings and whatever. They're saying, express your identity. Same with this kid. It is no different. But what is the system turning out? Unemployable people that must be on the system that are always going to be outsiders and be in low-paying jobs and not able to keep jobs and need medication. This is the con. They used identity politics to divide Americans into Mexican Americans, African Americans, instead of just Americans. And as this cleaving, which I've talked about before, and this cleaving happens, it is a runaway train. They're doing further cleavings. And what they're doing is they're giving these kids a persona, which is entirely manufactured. That's why I showed you Tupac's casting call. It's manufactured down to the scripts, down to the stories, because they want the kids not thinking, I can get out of this. I can create a company. I can create jobs. I can do great things. No, they want the kids to think, I'll be the king of the ghetto. I'll be the bad motherfucker on the block. Because they want them on the block, not out in the world. And so this whole story and all of these is why I asked that question between culture and everything. See, what I see is in the hijack of our culture, we are now experiencing horrific consequences. And what got sold is, well, you're just being discriminating, you're transphobic, you're, racist, is a destruction tactic. See, these are interconnected. They are the same thing. And that's why I put this together this way. I just want you to think about it. This is a horrible story. And if in fact that kid on the right, even though he didn't participate, let's say, in the rape, right? But sticking rocks in her mouth to shut her up, it's an accomplice. Come on. But it's a lifestyle, an ID, a feeling, an entitlement that is sold to people of color and low-income families, and that is the manufactured suppression. The more kids you can get acting out this way, the more money the system gets. Why? They get the moms in the system and they get them on welfare. They get the kids in the system. The kids can't perform. What happens to the school district and the state? Well, we need more money to teach them. We don't have enough money. Kid gets in jail. System makes more money. Put kids on med. Systems makes more money. Get more welfare babies out of it. System gets more money. Keep them on welfare their entire life. System gets more money. It's a farming operation. Courts make more money. Lawyers make more money. And how convenient, they'll kill each other off. But it's sharecropping you don't get a share of. See, in the old days, they got rid of slavery and went to sharecropping. Sharecropping, my grandfather was a sharecropper. You get somebody owns the land, right? They own the land. They're not using it, not planting it. You come in, there's usually a house there, move your family in, you work and till the land, and you get it to market, you tease out the stuff in it, and you get a share of it. That lifted incredible people out of poverty. But you understand this is farming again. Of the worst kind of slavery, because there is no share. The system plants the seeds. Those seeds are poison. They sell an image you adopt under, I want to be me, I want to be free, I want to be my identity, take care of me, you're not going to take it away, Ebonics is my language. They sell you that. Because if you adopt it, you're forever in the system. Now they've got a free farmer. Yeah, they send you checks. That's their investment because they make many more multiples off of you. Why? Because for every dollar they give you, there's probably $50 in the system that's getting raped and done. And by the way, eventually you'll vote for them and keep more. This is the entire system. This is how it's done. This is how they do it. Period. This is it. this story will be a huge story because it's black kids and they're going to make it racist. And it's rape and it's whatever. But the system's going to fucking milk it. And you saw the end. That's what the system breeds. He's my nephew. I ain't going to go with my nephew. He shouldn't have done what he done, but I got 2 girls and I'm going to stand with my nephew, even though I know what he did. As a nation, at our deepest level, we're sick. But what you have to understand is every bit of this is orchestrated. Every bit of it. The reason we're holding up trans as art and cutting off weenies and stuff like that, go back to the Communist Manifesto. How do you ultimately destroy America? You can't fight America because America's too powerful. You got to make America be destroyed from within. And they walked a very slow 60 plus 70, 80 year plan. And here we are. And now look what we're getting in lawmakers. Jasmine Crockett. Kind of hard to hear her cross-examine someone and ask them a lot of questions. Look at what we're getting. All they're doing is moving it up in this idiocracy. And by the way, if you look at in Jasmine Crockett's background, and of course she's been now booted out, I guess, in the primary, but that's not her normal speak. She went to great schools, doesn't talk like that, but when you get her in the hot seat for TV, that's how she talks. It's psychological warfare. And this is what our system has planted. And this is what we get if we continue to accept a broken system where everybody gets used. Everybody becomes useful puppets. Share this program. Love y'all.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother. Wow, she tried to hit an agent with her car. Oh no, pop motherfucker, now she's gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. You fuck around and find out it's what it is. Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that is.
Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The historic Maricopa County full forensic audit effort processed 20,895,610 digital and forensic images of varying formats, resulted in 208 million individual evidence-proof files. The system processed over 58 billion forensic measurements, resulting in over 2 trillion individual base computations. No hopium, no hype, just hardcore forensic evidence. Please make sure the Maricopa County Full Forensic Audit Archives survive. Donate now. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence. We can't do it without you. We need you. America needs you. Our future needs you. Please donate now.